Hello and welcome to the show. Oh yes, so I'm Jeremy,
Welcome, I'm Reverend Albert Sereno.
and we are here to talk to you today about overcoming conditioning and developing a new mindset. Now these are just kind of like the baby steps, get them gears turning and kind of observe like the direction at which you want to start leading yourself.
Just want to make you think a little bit.
So yeah, let's just dive right into it.
Let's go.
So straight off, first one, you got to start questioning your old self, like those old habits, those things that maybe have been holding you back from reaching your potential or just developing out your ideas, bringing them to life and stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, I was thinking they say the self talk is one of my big things. Pay attention to how you're talking to yourself. We could be our biggest motivator, and we could also be our biggest critic. And depends on which one we are, could pretty much tell where you're going with yourself. If you're gonna criticize everything that you do, chances are you're never gonna take steps to change your life in any way, shape, or form. You're gonna kind of stay sitting in that bubble and not want to ever move. But if you're your biggest motivator, man, you could get yourself to do pretty much anything.
Yeah. And it's just finding that goal and just get that grit, get that perseverance. Just keep going for it. And before you know it, you'll be achieving your goals. You'll be headed right in the direction that you want. And then for number 2, definitely always question your default attitudes. So say if there's a situation where, something inconvenient happens, do you just get angry? Do you get upset instantly? Or do you take a moment to maybe, hey, be a little optimistic about it, be maybe like, oh, maybe not necessarily that all was meant to happen, but maybe it is preventing, say, like an accident from happening or something negative in the long run that is being actually avoided. So
right, finding a better attitude just for everything. And also things that trigger you into emotions you might not really sit comfortable with could also teach you something about how you process certain experiences in your life, and could also teach you a little something about the beliefs you hold within yourself too. So it's not, even if you don't want to take the attitude of, it might have helped me, this situation might have helped something else in the long run. You could always take that situation where it's showing you something about yourself to really look at and to get, and there you go, you get something out of it anyway.
Right.
So
absolutely.
yeah.
And especially when it comes to questioning reoccurring ideas, beliefs, behaviors, yeah, definitely take a note of the environment at which you're surrounded by. So say, for example, if you are in a very negative group or something, or a lot of dramatic people, well, you're going to start possibly taking on their emotions, all their emotional burden, and then before you know it, you'll act more dramatic, you'll be acting more negative of some sort. So definitely keep in mind the environment as well, any kind of triggers as well too.
Right. Yeah, we go around, we see our friends, sometimes we're in groups for so long, and somebody just likes to complain about a certain thing, and then all of a sudden we find ourselves kind of just fitting in, just saying the same thing as them, and we end up doing it on our own when we're not even with them. We take on that pattern, and it's not even really something that we created. Does it really matter to us? Probably not. So, something that we could take into consideration.
Another tip, number 3, definitely continue learning. Learn from experts. So whatever path you're on, look at the people that have already achieved what you're looking to achieve and see what they did. Learn from them. What did they do to accomplish their dreams, their goals, and learn from it. Maybe what they've done will help you reach yours as well.
Right. And don't feel like you have to take one particular person. Span out, get a bunch of different people, take ideas from each one, take ones that sit with you that you could see yourself really getting into. And even if some of the things seem far-fetched, keep them in your head, keep them in the back of your mind, and continue to start to build your own version of the things that they're bringing to the table. And eventually you'll collect a decent amount of knowledge, and you'll be able to kind of have your own little system that really suits you personally as an individual.
And then number 4, Definitely step out of your bubble. Ooh, that's such a
That's a big one.
invigorating moment. Is when you step out of the bubble, you step away from all the naysayers, all the people that are holding you back from achieving what you know that you can achieve. Anyone that's been saying like, "Oh, I don't know, that's not a good idea," or like, "Oh, you could never do that," or the people that inflict that shower you in limiting beliefs. And it's very important that you take a moment to step out of that and find new people, find new inspiring individuals that can help you towards what you want to achieve and your goals.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's some pretty good information there. Finding the right people to surround yourself with.
Right. What would some of your advice be for dealing with limiting beliefs?
Some limiting beliefs. First is to recognize that you even have them, and just something very simple to kind of check and see what you have going on is think of something that you'd really like to do, and then ask yourself why you won't go do it. If you won't go do it, and then that's if when the can'ts come up or I don't know if this is possible, or you start creating all these different excuses for why it's not possible, that there's some kind of limiting belief sitting there. Why? Because we're limitless. We can do whatever we would like to do. We have the potential within to do. So the first thing I would do is I would definitely just notice that you have them. Notice that they're there and you have to do something about them. The second thing is I would sit down and reflect a little bit on, okay, pick one. Say if you want to start a new job that you don't know if you could do, or you're telling yourself you don't know you could do, you sit down and you ask yourself why. And whatever excuses you start to give yourself, ask yourself where that conditioning came from. Who originally, what did you want to do? Maybe when you were a little younger or something, and somebody came in and said the same thing that you're telling yourself right now. When did they tell you? What did they tell you? Like, did they say, no, you can't do this because, and now you're giving yourself the same excuses. So the second thing is go back and find within yourself where that came from. And then the next thing I would do is to start to change that pattern. Start to change it. Start to really affirmations. I'm always a big one for affirmation, to really start to change that talk and just start telling yourself what you can do. Be motivational. Right. Be a motivator for yourself. And once you could start identifying them, actually limiting beliefs will start to slide off. For the most part, some of them will start to slide off fairly easy once you realize where you even had them from and realize that they're not even you. They weren't you that conditioned them, so that put the conditioning in. So it kind of makes it easy. It's like, oh, this isn't me. I can let this go. Some of them are going to be a little bit harder. Those are the ones that you have to work on and sit with yourself a little bit and really reaffirm what you can do rather than what you've been told you can't.
Now, another little side topic is, okay, say if you find an emotion that, you just want to delete out of your mind, right? Well, that's not necessarily what you want to do. You never really want to reject anything of your inner self. Just, if anything, kind of control it and allow it to come out when it needs to, So say, for example, if, you're trying to be more positive, but then there's an instance where it would be better for you to express like maybe a hint of like anger or a hint of negativity. You never want to really reject any of your emotions. We are all human when we need to. We're emotional beings. We're emotional entities.
We experience the spectrum all the time.
Yeah. So never reject, experience, but also you want to have control over your emotions. That's for sure.
That discipline, I'd agree, is a huge factor. There's a difference between not getting along with something somebody brings to the table. You're doing a project, somebody comes up and says, oh yeah, this is what we need to do, and you're not sitting well with it. Well, it doesn't get you anywhere to react and just to go off and be angry about the subject. Knowing that there's something that's not sitting with you is important, and being okay with that's there. You might have to sit through it a little bit and come up with why, and then you could probably bring in the solution or like something to that person. But just immediately denying that even happened doesn't get you anywhere. And a solution could be had that you feel good about it and another person feels good. So there's, sit with those emotions. Always sit through them. Don't ever try to shove them under the rug or suppress them. Allow yourself to feel.
Yeah. Oh, well, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thanks,
Also,
guys.
you can learn more at, you can learn and watch more at www.catacomb.tv. We have all these episodes there. Please like, share, and subscribe. Is there anything you want to wrap up with?
I do not, I believe, but like I said, again, to
website?
check out some of my adventures and to book any of my services or get in touch with me or link with our community, check out www.sacredselfdiscovering.com. Thanks, guys.
Also, you could find these handmade skulls that I make at www.catacombculture.com. You can also follow me on all the social medias at Catacomb Culture. All right, thanks for joining. Till next time.